YTL Corp is taking over Lafarge Holcim's operations in Malaysia and Singapore in two separate deals that are expected to be completed by the second quarter of this year. YTL Cement is acquiring a 51% stake in Lafarge Malaysia for 1.63 billion ringgit or 3 ringgit 75 cent per share and extending a mandatory offer to acquire the remaining shares. The offer price represents a 14% premium over the last traded price of Lafarge of 3 ringgit 30 cent as at April 30th. YTL Cement MD Datuk Sri Michael Yeo Sok Siong says the acquisition represents an opportunity for the YTL Cement Group to bolster its position as a leading, homegrown, Malaysian-owned cement company. Lafarge Malaysia operates 3 cement and 2 grinding plants. It controls about 40% of the domestic cement business, while YTL Cement's market share stands at about 30%. According to YTL Corp, YTL Cement intends to maintain Lafarge's listing status on Bursa Malaysia. Meanwhile, YTL Cement's Singapore subsidiary is buying Lafarge Holcim's entire 91% equity in Holcim Singapore, which has an enterprise value of 276.6 million ringgit. The value of the deal was not disclosed. YTL Corp closed 4.4% higher at 1 ringgit 18 cent, while Lafarge rose 12.7% to end the day at 3 ringgit 72. The fate of Prima lies in the outcome of a due diligence exercise and its turnaround plan. Set up to plan, build and maintain homes for the middle-income segment, Prima found itself struggling with a substantial number of unsold units, as most of its properties are located at less desirable areas. Chairman Tan Sri Edichon says it is very challenging for Prima because its business model is numbers-driven. He explains that it has very little land to work on, and the business model was wrong as it utilizes a master en bloc purchase agreement. Furthermore, Prima's built-then-sell concept simply did not work in locations that saw less demand. Chen says a very substantial amount of overhang properties comprise Prima's unsold units. To date, Prima has recorded 10,000 bookings for its homes, but these are pending loan approvals. Last month, Housing and Local Government Minister Zuraida Kamarudin said Prima is currently cleaning up its outstanding projects and that a due diligence report is expected within 2 months. Prima was set up under the Prima Act 2012. It offers homes priced between 100,000 ringgit and 400,000 ringgit to all Malaysians with a monthly household income of between 2,500 to 15,000 ringgit. As Prima struggles on the brink of dissolution, Putrajaya has pledged to ensure ample supply of homes that are within reach of the ordinary Malaysian. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says the government aims to build 100,000 affordable homes with prices capped at 300,000 ringgit by year-end. This is in line with PH's manifesto of building 1 million affordable homes within 10 years. To meet this aim, Mahathir says it is important to invest in the industrialised building system to help deliver these homes faster without compromising on quality. Speaking during the launch of Gamuda's second IBS plant, he says the developer should be commended for investing over 500 million ringgit in 2 such factories. Gamuda's second IBS factory, which spans 27 hectares, integrates a building information modelling platform with robots to manufacture prefabricated building components. It can produce 10,000 home units per year with 70% less labour. Gamuda Group Managing Director Datuk Lin Yun Leng says the company will cater to the needs of all developers in the industry as well as federal and state housing projects, which will be built in half the time using the technology. Ousted ex-Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak received a 1 million ringgit golden handshake payment from the government's coffers in May 2018. Testifying before the KL High Court for the SRC International hearing today, Deputy Accountant at the PM's department Zarina Yusof said Najib's last drawn salary was 1,017,014 ringgit and 39 cent. Zarina said she was not sure of the reason behind the sudden jump in Najib's salary, as it was prepared by the finance department. However, she said she understood that this was a payment according to the law for Prime Minister and former Prime Minister. Apart from the 1 million ringgit payment, Zarina said Najib's salary was prorated in May 2018 for his civil service until May 9, 2018, when GE14 was held. According to Zarina, Najib's monthly salary for his service in the public administration amounted to over 58,000 ringgit each month from May 2009 to April 2018. Between January and April 2009, when Najib was Deputy Prime Minister, Zarina told the court that Najib was earning over 48,000 a month. On top of that, Parliament Administrative Officer Farah Nordiana Azhar testified earlier that Najib had also received over 19,000 ringgit a month in salary and allowances from Parliament between January 2015 and March 2018. In other words, Najib's total salary from Parliament and his government positions gave him more than 78,000 ringgit every month before he stepped down after being defeated in GE14. CMW Property expects to identify a new Group MD in several weeks' time at the earliest, as it evaluates both internal and external candidates. Chairman Tan Sri Dr. Zeti Akhtar Aziz says the group is still in search of the right candidate to replace Datuk Sri Amrin Awaluddin, who resigned effective today. Zeti says SDP is looking for the best person to lead the company and take it forward, and that the process could even take up to a couple of months. On April 4th, SDP announced that Amrin would be exiting the group effective tomorrow. In a Bursa Malaysia filing, the group had cited early cessation of contract as the reason for his departure. In the meantime, Township Development COO Datuk Wan Hashimi Al-Bakri Ahmad Amin Jafri will be appointed as acting group CEO.